Hello everyone, this is Eli J. Brown / Eli J. Brony, and welcome to a mock showing video. This is a pair of mocks that I've made using parts from the Lego Bionicle and Lego Hero Factory lines. And this is another one that I've made that has nothing to do with either of those series. It's just another attempt at making something completely different. What I have made here are the Megazord and the Dragonzord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, also known as DaiZyuZin and Dragon Caesar from Kyoryuger Sentai Zyuranger, the Japanese version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I had spent a long while just trying to figure out how each of these could work out. And it did take me a lot of mixing and matching, mixing around the different parts that I thought would work out in the end. So I'm just going to take this guy out for the moment. I'm going to talk about just this guy, the Megazord. Okay, so this is the Megazord, the original version of the original Megazord that was introduced in Season 1 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And it is the one that is dinosaur themed. Well, of course, there are a lot of Megazords that were dinosaur themed in the years to come, but this was the first one. And as you can see, there's like a combination of, well, red and blue and yellow, and black, and also a bit of silver too, though of course there was no Silver Ranger in this series. It had some silver on it because some of the Zords, while not being entirely silver, did have some silver on them. I mean, they were not entirely one color, because that really wouldn't make much sense, having something be entirely one color. They should have some details added to them. So what we have here, is this part here, the main body and also the head, these form the Tyrannosaurus. Well, that's what the Tyrannosaurus is. So, of course, this is just this part of the Megazord head, which is part of the Tyrannosaurus. But of course, the Tyrannosaurus is a different face when not in Megazord mode. This is just the face that you get for when it is in Megazord mode. And the chest piece right here, which is actually an Iron Man chest piece, I just took the printing off of it, that's basically supposed to be the pterodactyl. It doesn't have the same patterns, like it doesn't have the same, doesn't have the, the silver teeth thing that the pterodactyl has. Probably could have used maybe one of the scout drones from Stormer XL for this, but it just did not come into my mind when making this. So this is the best that we have here. And the arms, they are what the Mastodon or Mammoth form. And for them, I used the large paw pieces, the large CCBS hand pieces, and use the red hero cores that they're supposed to represent the big M on the sides of the Mastodon. Sure, it's an H here, but it's the closest that I can get. What I wanted to do was actually try to get some yellow in there, since the shoulders of the Megazord also had some yellow on them. But unfortunately, in order to do that, you would need to have a yellow armor piece, and then one of the large black add-on pieces. Unfortunately, though, I could not find two of the same type, and I certainly did not want to use one type over here and a different type over there. I wanted it to be symmetrical, but unfortunately I could not find two matching pieces to do that, so I had to go with doing this instead. And this is my attempt at the Mastodon shield. I just used Stringer's main body piece for the head, and these are supposed to be the tusks. And this sword right here, the sword that is used, is from the Knight's Kingdom series. And then the legs, well, the legs are quite the same. I mean, you got a blue leg over here, and a yellow leg over here. Now what I did here was actually, they have different colored feet. So, in order to make it so that I wouldn't have, like, a pair of feet that didn't match in the parts drawer, I just attached the other feet to the back of the leg. And it adds a lot of bulk to it. I did also add on some other Technic pieces so they wouldn't move about all that much. And the head is made up using 2 of the ball cup pieces, quite similar to what I did on my Snide mock, using ball cup pieces to form the head. It took a bit of doing. I did add in these lift arm pieces on top of the head because I really did not like how hollow the sides of the head were. So I used those lift arm pieces to hold it up. I also used one of those smaller Technic pieces with the frictions to hold it down so it wouldn't flop around. And the Borak eyes is the best that I could come up with for the horns. So that is the Dino Megazord, also known as DaiZyuZin. Oh, I should also mention, these are supposed to be the cannons on the back. Those are the cannons. Just use the silver Telemetru feet pieces to form the cannons. I tried all sorts of different things to try to form cannons on the back, and this is what I ended up with. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's now move on to the other character for this video. That would be the Dragonzord, the original Dragonzord. There have been a number of other different Dragonzords. I mean, at the time of the recording of this video, the current running Power Ranger season is Power Rangers Ninja Steel, and in that series, the Blue Ranger has a Zord that is a dragon. I don't know how many Dragonzords had been used in Power Rangers to date. But this was the first one that came out, the first Zord that was based upon a dragon. Although this was actually, this Zord actually looked more like Godzilla than it did a dragon. I'm sure a lot of people would agree on that. Now, here is something very interesting that I noticed about the actual Dragonzord. And it was something that I unfortunately could not carry over to this mock because I just did not have the parts, and even if I did, I don't think I could have figured out any good way to work out, you know, the centerpiece, the little centerpiece on the Dragonzord's chest. But anyway, here is what I had figured out. I noticed that the chest of the Dragonzord looks almost like the chest piece that was used in the Hero Factory 2.0 and 3.0 series in 2011. I may show a side-by-side comparison in this video to show you what that even looks like, so you will notice the difference. So, comparison picture, shall we take a look at you? Alright, so now that we did that, what I did for this mock, I used the larger feet, the larger modern feet. I think they should be in silver, but we don't have those. At least we don't at the time of the recording of this video. Though if we do, apologies for the mistake. And the tail, quite obviously, uses a drill at the end of the tail. Here's the drill bit right there. That was one of the interesting features that the Dragonzord had, having a drill on the tail. And for the gold part that was on the Dragonzord, the best I could do is use car parts, armor pieces, and I used 2 small, what are they? Pin pieces to hold the armor piece to the main body piece. And it's amazing how the, this armor can just fit onto the ball piece on the shoulders. That's just amazing. Now for the head, I used a 2001 style Toa foot piece in the dark gray color. And these are supposed to be the teeth, since the Dragonzord did have these sharp-looking teeth. Doesn't look quite the same as the actual Megazord. I couldn't get any teeth to go on the bottom because there's just no way that you can attach that. It was quite complicated to get the eyes on there, and I also used this tip piece right here. I think this was actually from Liwa in the reboot Bionicle series. And this is supposed to be the fin that is used on the back. It was the best I could come up with. And this is obviously supposed to be the piece that's supposed to hold down the fin on the Dragonzord's head. So overall, that is my overview on these MOCs right here. And the question here that some people may have is, will I try to do the Dragonzord in battle mode? The answer to that is no. The reason for this is because, well, I don't have a lot of the gold main body pieces available in my parts drawer, so I cannot do that sort of thing. And also, the Dragonzord in battle mode's head was basically the Dragonzord's head with a face coming out of its mouth. And in order to do that, I would need to find some way to get the Dragonzord's head to go over another head, but there's just no way that I can do that. And I can't do the Mega Dragonzord either, because to do that, I would need to, well, fit over here and, wait. Well, maybe I could, but, that just looks more like the Megazord is giving the Dragonzord a piggyback ride. That just looks kind of silly, don't you agree? So, yeah, I don't think that I can do the Mega Dragonzord either, or the Ultrazord. Maybe I will do Titanus at some point, but I just am not sure that I will be able to do that. I might be able to. It doesn't sound like it could be that difficult. But Dragonzord in battle mode and Mega Dragonzord are no-go. This is just still hilarious looking, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next time.